Good morning, everybody. And we just started recording, so we're going to go ahead and do the things we normally do in the morning. I'm going to give you a quick little switch. Oop, that's not the right button. Goodness gracious. We're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the
flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. We survived switching the camera without me logging off the call. That's good. Stanley, would you mind leading us in prayer?
Sure. Let's bow our heads, please. Dear Lord, we thank you for this morning and for those members who are joining us, as well as those who are maybe joining us on Zoom or just are not able to. I ask that you guide this club in accomplishing whatever we set out to do. Bless those who are ailing, family members, many problems that may be associated with these difficult times we're going through. We submit these prayers in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen. I'd like to welcome our guest today. Ashley is with the CKI Club over at Stan State. Ashley, do you want to just tell us a little bit about yourself? Normally I would have Dave and Dr. Martin introduce you, but he has gone to the dentist. So if you wouldn't mind introducing yourself.
No worries. My name is Ashley Cabral. I'm currently a freshman at Stan State, and I was newly elected as CKI's Kiwanis family representative. I have been in the Kiwanis family for 3 years. Before coming to CKI, I was with Division 46 North for 3 years. I'm starting my sophomore year. So I'm a proud red fan now, but yeah, so that's a little bit about me.
Excellent. We're glad to have you here this morning. Thanks for getting up so early. I know we're quite early for some people. We actually are going to have a guest next week, I believe, from the city of Turlock, and I'm going to talk about their program in just a second. But I had just told Dave I was going to reach out to you guys to see if you could send a representative, because they're going to ask us to assist with something, and it is something that college students could absolutely assist with as well, related to Christmas. And so I thought it might be an opportunity for you guys to do some service as well.
Okay.
The first thing on our list today is the Christmas shopping spree. Chris, would you mind giving the update since you were on that committee?
Yep. So we're getting ready to get the committee together. Mary Ann's going to be sending out an email over the next week and asking for people to volunteer to be on the committee so that we can talk through how we're going to do this, because obviously it's going to look different than we typically get to do with the shopping spree. But we're needing people to be on the committee, so please respond to the email so that we can get committee going and get that moving quickly, because it's going to be Christmas rather soon.
I agree. And I think if you were a CKI member and you wanted to help shop for kids for Christmas, you could let Dr. Martin know and he can connect you to the correct person, because you guys are definitely old enough to help as an adult. We can't let the high schoolers help this year because of the rules for campus. Otherwise we would. We're Sorry Key Club, we wish you could help. But that would be another great service opportunity that comes along right at the beginning of Christmas season. The next thing on my list is that the Turlock Key Club is having a fundraiser on the 17th, which I believe is Saturday. Melinda, do you want to tell everybody about that? Welcome, by the way. We joined a little.
Thank you. Yeah, Saturday from 4 to 8 o'clock or 8 p.m. At Chipotle in Turlock. Just go in and you can either show them the flyer that's been posted and mention that you're supporting Turlock High Key Club, and then they get 33% of the proceeds from that night. Yeah.
Yeah, and you don't have to have a paper flyer, because I asked the Chipotle person that last time.
Oh.
But you do have to be able to show the flyer, which is why it's on our Facebook, our Instagram, and it'll be emailed to you guys today, so that you can show that flyer and get the Key Club support that they need.
Yeah.
The Key Club is raising money, I believe, to pay their dues. Correct, Melinda?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Now, if they don't pay their dues by you guys eating delicious burritos, then they're going to come and ask us to help pay their dues.
Yeah.
So this is a choice you get to make as a club member. Do you want to pay in burritos, or do you want them to bring as a request? And I suggest we pay them burritos because then they'll have some money for the year. The next thing is that Houston got a Key Club advisor this week. So thank you to Andrew for picking up that club. And Chris is going to get you entered into the system, and he will get an email so he can get started with them. Andrew actually already knew the Key Club advisor from last year because he had attended with Jody and Joel a couple of their meetings. That's fantastic. We also had someone who reached out, I won't say their name on the call because I haven't called them back yet, about being the Denair Key Club advisor. So I think both of those clubs are going to be taken. And Craig had offered to co-chair a club with someone, so I'll be reaching out to him to see which club he prefers. Both people said that they wouldn't mind having a co-chair. So what I'd like to do is get 2 people per high school right now while they're Zooming, because I think that will help with availability in case they're meeting during the day on the computer, and that's not something you can do for work or different things. But Andrew can do any time with the other club. He's going to work out with them. Yes, Dr. Brown.
So would you like for me to join up with your regional chair and do advisor coaching half hour or advisor coaching hour to get them?
I will be talking to the person who runs the Key Clubs for our region, because they were talking about doing their own half an hour for new. So I don't want to do one if they're already doing one, but they were talking about doing.
We would work together, and I would.
So they were already talking about doing one. So I will let you know when they get back to me. But they're talking about doing one for new Key Club advisors that explains to them like the dashboard and the things you get in the mail and a couple different things. And so we're going to try and get and all Key Club advisors will be invited to that, not just the brand new ones. Your existing Key Club advisor who's never gotten to use like your dashboard and different things. So
we want to make sure that they're covered. So
perfect. Wonderful. If you are a member watching this video and email, some of you still haven't paid your dues. Some of you who haven't paid your dues are officers. Please don't make me go find your house and ring your doorbell. It's really not the time of year for that. But if you are only still on the list if you've committed. If you're getting this email, you have committed to someone and we think you're on the list. So if you didn't want to be on the list, now's your chance to let us know so Chris can remove you. We did commit to you being on the list for Kiwanis on the 9th when we had to commit to people. So at this point, if you're dropping out and we still have to pay your dues. So just keep that in mind if you're thinking about it. But I think we have about 8 people still that have to pay. Norma picked up a check for me yesterday, and I have one person who paid me via credit card today, but I think there's about 8 left. So please pay your dues. When you don't pay your dues, the admin fund has to pay your dues, and that makes it bad because it's a low fundraiser year. So,
Allison, if you want to send me the list, I'll be happy to go after them.
Oh, Larry's going on collections mode, guys. Did you hear that? Do you want Larry?
I have no problem.
Larry has a lot of free time right now. He's going to find
No, I don't have a lot of free time, but I will do it for Kiwanis.
We appreciate that. We got an email from the Yonins. They are running a drive-through trick-or-treat event, obviously on Halloween, at the drive-in movie theater. It is a trunk or treat, and they are looking for clubs to decorate the trunk of a car and give little bags of candy to 300 children. So they are doing, well, it says capacity 300, but I feel like that's 300 cars of children. So that's probably more than 300 children. If someone were interested in doing that as a Kiwana, can you please send me an email and we'll take that request to our board to be approved. We've already had our board meeting when this request came through. So we didn't take it as something that we might want to do. If we were to do that, I think we would ask club members to donate bags of candy to help you through the process instead of us paying for candy, because we are in a freezing pattern for fundraising. So we aren't spending money as a club right now. We're just doing things we can do without spending money. And that means if you wanted to be a trunk or treat Kiwanis trunk, you would be responsible for decorating your trunk with your own funds and gathering candy from members in order to have a trunk or treat. But if you're watching this and that's your kind of thing, let me know and we will get back to the Yonins and ask our board of directors to approve you going on our behalf. Which I can't imagine that they would say no to, because you'd be coordinating it all. The next thing is we got a request from the Salvation Army, November 7th from 3 to 6 o'clock, they're doing a new kind of fundraiser. They used to do the bell ringing fundraiser. Now they're doing a fundraiser where you drive through and get a turkey dinner for an individual for $20 or a family for $75. We'll, of course, take that to our board on our next meeting. But since it's November 7th, I also wanted to let our club members know, in case you individually wanted to purchase a Salvation Army dinner, you can do that from their Facebook page by going to Salvation Army, or from their Instagram page. They have a digital thing set up, as well as you can just call them and do it if that's your desire to do so. It is a good turkey dinner. It's catered by Netto's. So for those of you who liked the turkey part, that is how they're doing that this year instead of their traditional fundraiser. The last thing on here is that the city of Turlock has canceled the Christmas parade, so they don't need us to help with the Christmas parade. But Karen Packwood from the city of Turlock called me because they're having something called a Christmas Lights Cruise on 12/4, where there's displays set up at the fairground and cars will drive through them. She did not ask us to set up a display. She asked us to help direct, because we direct people at the Christmas parade normally. I will take that to our next board meeting, but if you are someone who has vested interest in being part of that and would like to chair it, we would be looking for someone to chair it, because normally it's chaired by Paul Cooper, and I don't think that Paul will be able to be a chair this year, so that's why they reached out to me. And that's if the board decides we want to help wear our vests and go direct traffic. In addition, they're looking for younger adults to help with setup during the day. So I asked Ashley to have someone from the CKI club join us next week to see if they would be interested in helping with the setup during the day part of that event. For those of you who might not know, the Christmas Lights Cruise at the fairgrounds is expected to be a 3 to 4 hour event where cars drive through the Christmas lights displays that are spaced out so kids can look on both sides of the car with their seatbelt off, kind of, crawl around or whatever, and drive through, and then they'll meet Santa will be there, and it's supposed to be a very fun thing. The state guidance did not allow for parade gatherings, so the city staff found a way around that because they wanted to do something. So they had actually prepared the Christmas cruise before they announced the canceling of the Christmas parade. Also, if you wanted to decorate on behalf of any organization, including this one, a booth within the Christmas cruise, please let me know and I will connect you with Karen.
It might be helpful if you invited Karen to our Zoom meeting on Friday so she could give us a little more information about this.
And that's what I said at the beginning of this, is Karen is going to join us next week.
Okay.
I asked her to join us next week. She hasn't confirmed yet, but I'm pretty sure she'll be there. She had asked me and I told her she would have to come to a meeting. So we were thinking she'll be here next week, and we'll have Ashley join us so she can hear the presentation as well. And then she can go present at your club if you're like, that sounds amazing. She's more than willing to present at more than one club. They lost all their volunteers when they announced canceling. So now they're looking for all new volunteers again because they have to recreate a new event. We also got a request from another organization to present the week after that. So we should have presenters the next 2 weeks. The first week we are having Karen present, and the second week is a group that does Christmas shopping for children also, but in another capacity, who lost their fundraiser. And so they just want to come and talk to us to see if we will donate physical toys to their organization. And so I figured that's something that individual club members could decide if they do or do not want to do. So they'll just be a speaker. And that's all the things on my agenda. We have a pretty packed agenda nowadays, which is kind of exciting, even though we're on Zoom. I did message Latest by Petretti to see if with their 25% capacity indoor rule, there was ability to be upstairs and what that number would be to be 25% capacity. My guess is that upstairs room doesn't hold very many people and it would not be financially feasible for them, but I'm still going to ask because I know some of you really want to meet in person, and we don't have a reason that we couldn't do a small group in person with the video showing for those who want to watch at home safely. We did that for our installation and it worked just fine. And so I think that we are capable of having a dual meeting at any time that we wanted to, but I know people reached out to me to ask if I would ask So I am looking into that for you to see if we could have a small group at the latest and then other people in other places.
Just a comment on that, Allison. If they're not willing to lower the numbers that we have to pay for upstairs, maybe we can just start with maybe the round table downstairs and everybody just orders their own breakfast. That way there, because that's one of the reasons we shut down last time, is because we were losing like over $100 a week, because they wanted us to have a minimum of 20 or pay for 20, and we were having like 12 to 15.
Yeah.
So you might
round table upstairs, so we're still in an area where we could Zoom easily without having background noise. I'm waiting for him to call me back, but we'll kind of play through the.
There's a couple things you can ask them.
Not two, but 3 people asked me, "Oh my gosh, we went to red tier. Can we please go back to latest?" And I was like, "Well, there's a capacity limit, so it's really up to latest if they think they can make it financially feasible for us to be there. But always, if you were comfortable doing so, you could ask other club members to meet you for breakfast. So we don't want them to go out of business, because then we have to find a new place to meet. So everybody go have a Supreme burger or a crab Louis salad. They make good clam chowder. Give them your patronage if you can. I think any downtown business right now would be super excited to have you come join them. Any announcements from anybody in the club? Lance's hat, do you have an announcement?
Nope. Good.
Lance is probably at Starbucks. He's probably in his car at Starbucks.
I'm not at Starbucks.
Really?
Oh,
What's that establishment called?
It's called We're Open.
Oh, okay.
See the sign? That's the name of the place. By the way, we did go up to Apple Hill. Mary and I went up to Apple Hill yesterday. If anybody, it's a wonderful trip, and it's really nice up there. Although even during the week, it's busy. So we brought back lots of apples.
That sounds fun.
It was.
Yeah.
It really was. Yeah. It's good. Good drive.
Melinda, how are you today?
Pardon me?
I said, how about Melinda? How's Melinda today?
Oh, sorry.
Melinda's
So Graham
good.
maybe background today.
No.
Well, maybe they're very tiny back there. I don't know who's back there, but
No.
So I have an announcement. The Action Club is having our first board meeting this afternoon. So we'll be meeting for the first time as the actual board. It's hard to get everybody together. It's challenging, but
that's wonderful. Maybe once they've had a couple of board meetings, we could ask their president or someone to join us and tell us about their club a little bit.
7 a.m. might be a challenge, but yeah.
We could also pre-record them and play it during our club.
That's
that is always an option, because I offered that option also to Karen when she was talking about the Christmas cruise. I said, if 7 a.m. doesn't work on a Friday because you're an employee and you can't bend your schedule, let me know, because we could always record something and play it during the meeting and then gather people's questions and send them to you.
Nice. Yeah, that'd be
So
good.
if you know a speaker who isn't up for 7 a.m. right now while we're on Zoom, we do have that option. How's Stanley today?
I'm fine. I got notice from the county clerk's office that they received my ballot, and I'm all set to go. I just have another couple I'm going to drop off at church Sunday.
Oh my goodness. No Ted House church drop-off locations, guys. If you didn't know this, here's a PSA for everyone. If someone other than you collects your ballot and turns it in, it negates your ballot, and they have to call you and tell you the chain of custody was broken. And so don't drop your ballot off in a box that is taped with tape. If it's not a metal lock box, it's probably not a real drop box. And if you need a real drop box, you can search on your phone at standvote.com or at the California voting site, and it will give you the drop box in your area. I want your vote to count, even if it's the opposite of mine. So please take it to a real place. Valerie, do you have any updates? I know you're running for office again, you said last meeting.
I am. But nothing other than life is really, really good. And I'm so glad to see everybody. And I'm going to be participating in the California Student Leadership Conference that starts in about an hour. And so I'm doing 2 presentations. And so any college student in the state of California has been invited to participate. Right now we've got 1,600 students that have signed. So it's going to be fun.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And Larry, did you have any announcements?
No, I would just, the latest was the big thing. I think if we can make some type of a deal with Pedretti's, I think that'll be a big bonus for our club if we could start, gradually meeting and getting people involved again, because that's what the people really like. They like our Friday meetings where they get together and have some social time with other members, and I think that would be a big plus. I've got one guy that wants to join as soon as we start meeting in person again, because it's kind of like Mike Stack. He doesn't like to do Zoom meetings.
Chris and I had lunch with someone last week who gave us an application that will go to board this month. So we do have one new membership application that came in. If you have someone who would like a new membership application, they're always in my bag if you see me somewhere. But also I have a stack here at the house, and you can let me know and I will drop them off, or you can pick them up. We don't have to use the paper one anymore. We have the fancy ones. We got them from Lori Rassman. And so if you need one of those, please let me know. We are absolutely still taking new members. And I think what will happen is when we start meeting, we're going to pick up a couple of people also that might have dropped. So I'm hoping we can get back to meetings sooner than later, but safely for those of us who don't have an immune system.
All right. Hey, Stan, have you read the paper this morning?
Not the whole thing. I was just starting it, but I haven't.
Yeah, I see where Al Menshaw passed away. You remember Al?
Yeah, he's a neighbor just around the corner from me here.
Wasn't he in a Modesto club?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. I think there should be rules against working and living in a town and being in the other club. How do you guys do this? Just kidding.
Well, don't say that, Allison. We have quite a few out-of-town members.
I think you all have to be a greater club member now. I'm just kidding. Hey, ours is greater area. We put that right in the name. I think you should have to do both. I'm just kidding. You'd be like, Valerie, you can join like 4 clubs. How many clubs are you in now, Valerie?
7.
7. Oh. 7 clubs. And that's like a full-time job attending 7 clubs worth of meetings.
Now, if you worked it right, if they meet a different day, each club meets a different day, you got a full week of Kiwanis.
Yeah, I do about 25 to 26 Kiwanis meetings a week. I do a lot of Zoom, and but it's the service hours that are the hardest part for me. I try to do at least 5 service hours per club a month, and so that's the biggie.
That's pretty impressive, Valerie.
Yeah.
That's very.
Why I retired. I retired so I could be full-time Kiwanian.
Every year at work, we have to do a thing where we disclose where we will be spending our volunteer time. And I was like, I am Kiwanis president. And they're like, you only listed one thing. And I'm like, have you been a Kiwanis president? I think we're going to be covered. I'm not sure. But Larry tells me I'm going to be busy. So I'm just doing that one service thing this year. All right. Well, I don't want to keep people too long. We've been trying to keep these meetings nice and short because I'm training myself for the real world when we then eat breakfast and things. I don't want to be super long. So thank you guys all for joining me. Have a great week. We'll be back here next week. Chris, do you have another announcement, Ashley?
I do want to update a little bit on the club because I think I forgot to do that in the beginning. Because we have a lot of exciting things coming up soon. So today we do have a service project where we write letters to a senior home. I forgot, the name escapes me, so I apologize for that. And tomorrow we teamed up with Division 46 North in Modesto to do a college success webinar. They reached out to us. They wanted us to present our college to all the seniors and juniors, and it's also welcome to everyone else. And we have a a movie social coming up soon, which we will be watching Hamilton. And then for Halloween, we will be watching Halloween Town for a Halloween social. So we're really excited about that. And we did invite Division 46 South, because I know that's the key club that would be the division that we have. So we did invite them. That we are doing it with Division 46 North only because they reached out to us. So we did try to, I did bring up the fact that we should invite Division 46 South to the College Success webinar. So hopefully some of them come.
So our key clubs just kind of got rolling. Turlock's been rolling really well because they've had an advisor this whole time. Melinda's there, and she can actually, she's their key club advisor. So if you guys want to connect, that would be great. Our Houston club just got an advisor on Thursday. They have not been meeting. Pittman is meeting, and they are part of the other Kiwanis club, but they are meeting. And from what I understand, Denair has not started meeting yet, or if they are meeting, it's sporadic at best. So I think for our part of the division, it's just that we're just getting started because of the Zoom scenario. I think everybody had a lot of delays. And so we're hoping those clubs get up and rolling really well very soon. And then hopefully in a couple meetings here, maybe we can start inviting key club members to come present just like you are here, so we can find out what they're doing and get started.
Thank you.
I did hear.
That would have went back to you. I thought you would announce at the beginning. So next time I'll make sure you're on my agenda again.
I did hear that Joe from the other club is going to roll over his membership to our club. So awesome. He's the advisor for Pittman. So I did hear rumors about that yesterday. And Ashley, please get us the information on those events so that we can help support you. I would love to see Hamilton because I haven't seen it yet. So I would love to do that. So either send Allison a email or something so she can send it to the membership, and so we know how to get involved with your fundraisers. Okay.
We actually have a Kiwanis email address now, which you can get from Dr. Martin, and it will go directly to Chris, and you can ask them to share with the whole club, and she can just forward it out. It's could you know the actual email address by heart, Chris?
Yes, I don't, but I will look it up. 1 second.
She's going to give it to you right now. But we did create an email, and that's for anybody here. If you're a key club, if you're a member, and you have something that you want us to review, to take to board, to send to everyone, if you send it to that email address, Chris, Norma, and myself all have access to it and see those emails come in, and one of us will get back to you really quickly and share with everyone else if we can.
It's Kiwanis of Greater Turlock at gmail.com. So pretty simple.
And then I use those things to make my ghetto agenda. See, and I just cross things off as we go down it, because I'm old and I don't want to forget your announcement. All right.
You think you had trouble forgetting? Wait till you're my age.
I learned from the best. You had a paper too, scratched on the back of a piece of mail. I'm just kidding. We do have someone dropped off for me a raffle prize, and so next week, since we're going to have possibly a speaker, I'm going to put a spinning wheel on the screen. And if you are in attendance next week, you can win a raffle prize. I did forget to announce that. So and I will drop it off to your house. It's not a creeper thing, but it does involve wine. So if you would like to be on the spinning wheel, some of you have been here every week. I should give you 2 entries, I feel like, but we'd like to have people show up next week. I think that is it. We're going to close it out for the day unless anybody has anything else, and let Lance Olson get his beloved coffee, and I'm going to go get some of Lance's beloved coffee.
You know, the other key club the other Kiwanis club used to do an apple selling deal on the corners of Turlock many years ago, Lance. Maybe you could take up their new that project and sell boxes of apples on the corners.
Sounds good, Larry.
Yeah. I need to keep you busy, Lance. You like to go.
Thank you.
You like to travel.
All right, guys. I'll go talk to everyone later. Have a great Friday.
Bye.
Everybody safe.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Ashley.